This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. An important general election debate tonight, not for the presidency, but rather for one of Florida's U.S. Senate seats. Incumbent Marco Rubio facing off against Democratic challenger Patrick Murphy, a U.S. congressman who serves Southeast Florida. The beginning of tonight's debate was spent with the two candidates talking about the nominees for president, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Murphy defending Clinton and noting that she apologized for her email scandal, while Rubio, who has not unendorsed Trump, made it clear he disagrees with many of Trump's positions and statements, and making the case that he is the one who can stand up to whoever is nominated to, or whoever is elected, to the Oval Office. The focus then shifting to specific policy issues. The two candidates discussing Obamacare, terrorism, gun control, and immigration.
There's only one way forward on immigration, and it involves a three-step process. Step one would be to prove to the American people that illegal immigration is truly under control. The second step would be to modernize our legal immigration system so that it's not as bureaucratic and it works better. You don't have to hire 1,000 lawyers to help you navigate the process. I know that once we've done those two things, the enormous majority of Americans, the enormous majority of Floridians, and the enormous majority of Republicans would support doing something very reasonable with people that are not criminals, that have been here a long time, and especially with young people who were brought here through no fault of their own.
I support comprehensive immigration reform, and I always have. And I believe that we have to make sure it is comprehensive. We have to make sure, number one, that we are securing our borders, that we know exactly who's in this country. We have to make sure that there is a pathway to citizenship, to make sure that everybody that's in this country, undocumented, that they have that pathway. They've got to get in the back of the line, right? They've got to pay their back taxes, and we've got to make sure that there is that pathway. We've got to make sure those students that are in this country going to our great universities don't get deported the day after they graduate. They deserve a pathway to citizenship.
Rubio hammered away at Murphy's achievements, or lack thereof, he argued, in politics, while Murphy pointed to Rubio's poor Senate attendance record. Recent polling has shown Rubio with anywhere between a 2 to 8 point lead in the race. Tonight's debate was held at UCF's Alumni Center and aired live on ABC7. You can watch it in full on our website at mysuncoast.com. Billy Bush now off the job at NBC and no longer the host of Today following the surfacing of that 2005 recording of him and Donald Trump. This as the GOP nominee's wife, Melania, addresses the lewd remarks heard on that tape. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest from Washington.
Donald Trump's wife has jumped into the controversy surrounding her husband's lewd sexual comments on that now infamous bus tape.
I moved on her.
Melania Trump speaking to CNN.
When you first saw it, when you first heard it, what did you think?
I said to my husband that, the language is inappropriate. It's not acceptable. And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know. They were kind of a boy talk, and he was lead on, like egg on, from the host to say dirty and bad stuff.
You feel the host, Billy Bush, was sort of egging him on?
Yes, yes.
Donald Trump has dismissed his conversation with Billy Bush as locker room talk. At a campaign rally in Green Bay, Wisconsin Monday night, the Republican presidential nominee again denied allegations by several women that he kissed or groped them against their will.
Just to be very clear, events that never happened, just so you do understand that.
Meanwhile, Trump's Democratic rival Hillary Clinton has not been campaigning for the past 3 days. She's staying in a New York hotel practicing for Wednesday's third and final presidential debate. Her daughter Chelsea was the stand-in Monday night at a Stronger Together fundraiser on Broadway.
And a fresh round of polling from several battleground states out Monday shows a tight race in Ohio and Florida, but a solid lead for Hillary Clinton in Pennsylvania. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Thank you, Karen. Republicans, meanwhile, are seizing on some new documents released by the FBI today relating to Clinton's email controversy, alleging quid pro quo between the FBI and State Department. Both agencies deny any kind of favor or exchange offered between them over the classification level of a specific email on Clinton's private server. And in Florida, a federal judge has ruled that a law could lead to the rejection of thousands of vote-by-mail ballots is unconstitutional. That 2004 law says mail-in ballots in which voters' signatures do not appear to match those on file with the county supervisors of elections should be rejected. But the judge sided with the state Democratic Party and the DNC, calling the law indefensible and saying it threatened to disenfranchise voters. He issued a preliminary injunction to count those ballots and allow voters to resolve questions about why their signatures do not match.
You have no way to know that your vote was either thrown out or counted. And this way you get a chance to fix the problem and make sure your voice is heard.
A key part of the judge's ruling was that state law has allowed voters a process to fix vote-by-mail ballots that do not include signatures. But the law has not allowed a similar process for when signatures do not appear to match. Here on the Suncoast, traffic is once again flowing on the Ringling Causeway after a truck driver lost control and ended up in Sarasota Bay. The accident tied up traffic for hours. ABC7's Ray Collins was at the scene, and he joins us now with an update. Ray.
Haley, an unusual day on the Ringling Causeway. The truck is now long gone, but some damage remains on the bridge. You don't see this too much. A box truck on its side in Sarasota Bay.
A box truck was driving westbound over the Coon Key Bridge and for some unknown reason lost control and went over the side of the bridge.
The 63-year-old driver was rescued and taken to the hospital with minor injuries. And the work began to get that plumbing supplies truck out of the water. A foam border went up to contain any leaking gas, but the biggest challenge was to figure out if that bridge could withhold two giant tow trucks.
We had to work with engineers from the Florida Department of Transportation to make sure that the weight of the two different cranes would be able to be withheld on the bridge.
Once tow truck veteran Randy Uppen got the green light, his towing recovery crews, complete with two 50-ton trucks, began pulling the waterlogged box truck out of the water.
How tricky was it to pull the truck out of the water?
Wasn't bad at all. It really went well. You know, we just needed to go ahead and do it. It took quite some time, but everything worked great. No one got hurt. Everything is worked out really well.
And once the truck was upright, hours later, Upman says it began to leak fuel on the road that was quickly contained and then cleaned up. The accident forced westbound traffic into the eastbound lanes, and traffic was backed up from late morning to early evening.
Is this a first for you?
No. Been doing this for 36 years myself, so we get a lot of crazy stuff.
Including today. So no name released yet, and again, no injuries, but the driver will be cited with careless driving, Haley.
And Ray, what about the bridge? Is there any bad damage there?
That could be an ongoing issue. State engineers will inspect the damage tomorrow. That's the same bridge that was just repaired a few months ago.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Yeah. And now let's head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Pretty warm again tonight, 76 degrees, the current temperature with the dew point rising as well. Winds are out of the east at 7, and the pressure has been rising this evening to 9.98 inches under clear skies. And a few showers earlier today have moved out into the Gulf, and they're weakening and dissipating. There's still a few lingering showers along the east coast, but nothing going on here. All is quiet and should stay that way overnight. And throughout most of the day tomorrow, we will see a return of those light rain showers possibly tomorrow, but not a lot expected. And the reason why, it's due to this dry air on the scale. You can see all this dry air covering much of the Gulf of Mexico all the way through the southern plain states. And this will be in place tomorrow. So this is the low top showers, if you will move through late in the day. And we are watching another tropical system possibly developing near the Bahamas. We'll talk more about that later. Most areas reporting a northeast wind anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. More in the forecast for Tuesday and the rest of the work week coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. We're closer to learning if any charges will be filed in the August fatal shooting of a Punta Gorda woman. The police department says that FDLE has turned over its criminal investigative report to the state attorney's office to decide on charges. The report comes after Mary Knowlton was killed at a Citizens Police Academy. Officer Lee Cole was training the 73-year-old on how to respond to an armed burglar when he shot her with a revolver. The police chief said no one knew there was ammunition in the firearm. Officer sinkhole was placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Mosaic got a better understanding today of the dimensions of that massive sinkhole in Polk County that opened up in August. The phosphate company has been looking into the best ways to fill it up, but first needs to determine which areas around it are safe. Using remote sensing technology, Mosaic reports the sinkhole is 150 feet in diameter at its widest point and approximately 220 feet deep. The company anticipates fixes will be complete before spring of next year. When the sinkhole opened, it dumped more than 200 million gallons of toxic waste into a water supply source for millions of Floridians, which Mosaic says was contained. The nation's high school graduation rate reached its peak in 2015, according to the Obama administration. And here on the Suncoast, graduation rates have risen as well. In Sarasota County, graduation rates have been above the state average since 2011, with the district at 79.2% graduation last year. Manatee County has also been seeing increases. The district has an acceleration program called Smart Horizons to help seniors get on the right track to graduate.
We have added about 12 different options for seniors, and we're hoping that one of them will meet their needs. But until we have 100% of our students graduating, we haven't met our goal.
The state of Florida as a whole had a nearly 78% graduation rate for the 2014-2015 school year, which fell below the national rate of 83%. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, how St. Augustine is working to rebuild after getting slammed by Hurricane Matthew, and what the city staff wants tourists to know. And with the creepy clown craze happening just weeks before Halloween, why some Suncoast stores are pulling clown costumes while others say there's no need to do that.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Fit for $149 or Civic just $169 with no down payment. That's GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Why some parents are stressed out by their own smartphones. Details in Health Smart.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease a new Accord or CR-V for $179 with no down payment. Your choice, just $179. That's GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Bob, I don't know what happened to fall that we had for like
3 days.
2 days. I know.
Yeah, it's gone.
Such a shame.
It'll be back though. Nice. This one's going to be a little stronger too, and they'll get stronger
better
as we
and
move
better.
through. Yeah. Maybe too good when we get down there. We'll complain about it's too cold. No, not me either.
Me either.
I'll tell you, we are looking at some nice weather here, warm temperatures albeit, and beautiful sunsets. We still enjoying some of these. This one is from Tower Cam, showing you a time lapse here of the clouds. Just a little bit of cloudiness there, just causing enough nice of those sun rays kind of beaming through the clouds, and what a beautiful shot it is. And this was also a great shot from Fred Seeger, who's always sending great photos. I appreciate it, Fred. And this one getting some likes on Facebook right now. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's a great shot right there on Siesta Key and Tidal Pool with the crepuscular rays, or if you will, the rays coming through the clouds there. And Norm sending this one in over the weekend of the nice moonshot there. And I tell you, we've got a few showers around the East Coast this evening, but that's been about it. Not much going on here along the immediate West Coast, and that's the way it will stay. Tomorrow, we're looking for another decent day, albeit warm. Highs will be in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees once again, so we can't get away from these near 90-degree temperatures, but we will by the weekend. Saturday will be cooler, and so will Sunday. Sunday will start off noticeably cooler across the area. Right now, 76 at the Sarasota-Braden Airport. Venice, the same. Braden, a little bit cooler, but still 73, which is a little bit above average for this time of night. And the winds are out of the east at 7. The pressure 29.98 inches, and that is still on the rise. The high today, it warmed to 91, 3 degrees shy of the record 94, set back in 1925. This morning's low was 72. And normal low right around 67 degrees. We'll be below that by Sunday morning. No rainfall to report today. It's been dry. There were a few showers around earlier near Northport and Port Charlotte and Inglewood, scattered about, very isolated at best. But 69 degrees now in Jacksonville, 73 in Orlando. It's 80 in Miami, 81 in Key West and around town. Temperature still very warm here along the coastline into the mid-70s to even upper 70s at Cortez. 68 degrees Lake Placid and 71 in Arcadia. Mayaca City at 74 and Braden at 76 degrees. Well, in the tropics, we no longer have Hurricane Nicole. We have Tropical Storm Nicole now, which has been around now for over 13 days. This storm has been amazing as far as hanging on and its resilience here in the northern portions of the Atlantic, where typically water temperatures are colder and there's a lot of shear going on, but it's still maintaining some of its organization. And we'll talk a little bit about this disturbance here in just a bit. That is over the Bahamas and just to the east of it. But as far as Nicole is concerned, winds have dropped down below the threshold of 75 miles an hour, and the forecast path and track take it up toward the north. And some forecast models are suggesting still a very vigorous storm with winds generating as high as 70 miles an hour, even in about 3-4 days from now as it heads off toward Greenland. Now, as far as we're concerned, not too much a concern here. As you'll see, all the models are suggesting a northerly drift with this as a front picks it up. There's a 60% chance of development, though. You see some pretty big storms developing on the east side there. A lot of shear going on right now. 30% chance developing over the next 2 days with that system. For us, a chance for some light rain showers like we saw today, right along the west coast in late afternoon and evening. Similar conditions anticipated on Wednesday. Maybe a little bit cooler on Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s as opposed to the low 90s. And as far as that dry air is concerned, it's still around. And it looks like weakening somewhat, some moisture trying to get back in the northern part of the state, but not much success there. Here's the forecast for boaters tomorrow. Winds out of the northeast at 10 knots, and seas will be running right around 2 feet with a light chop in the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 79 degrees. And the UV index high for area beaches. And looks like this for tides upcoming. High tide will be at 126, a low tide at 9:30. Tonight, a few sprinkles, maybe well inland as some of that moisture tries to work in from the east coast, but not much for the coast. Tomorrow, a few afternoon light rain showers, high of 89, and the extended forecast calling for finally fall coming a little bit on the weekend with a high near 80 degrees. Below average, finally.
Like to see that. Thank you, Bob. Businesses in the nation's oldest city are trying to get back on track after Hurricane Matthew. St. Johns County in the St. Augustine area, one of the hardest hit areas by the storm, suffering billions of dollars in damage. Now Governor Rick Scott is asking President Obama for federal help. He wants the president to make a full disaster declaration to help people with temporary housing or housing repairs. Scott is also making sure people across the country know that the area is ready to welcome tourists.
We are open for business. We have 250 tourism-related businesses right here. They're reopened and they're ready to have tourists come back and flock this area.
St. Augustine is best known for tourism, both historical and beach-related. It attracts millions of visitors each year. A crucial stage in the battle against ISIS in Iraq is now underway. Iraqi security forces are moving thousands of troops into Mosul, trying to liberate the city's residents from the terror group. Having already lost key cities, Mosul is the militant group's last stronghold in the country. The Pentagon won't say if U.S. troops will enter the city, but it is known that they are providing support to Iraqi and Kurdish troops from the sidelines. Human rights groups warn that the battle could be a humanitarian crisis in the making. Several law enforcement agencies are now investigating the weekend firebombing of a Republican campaign office in North Carolina. Law enforcement officials say evidence from this charged GOP office has been sent to the FBI laboratory in Quantico, Virginia for analysis. No one was inside the building when this happened, and the fire went out on its own. The arsonist allegedly scribbled graffiti on a building next door, reading, quote, "Nazi Republicans leave town or else." The warning has since been painted over.
I have no idea who did this or why they did this. There's no excuse for doing it, whatever the reason is. No excuse whatsoever.
Police are still searching for the suspect or suspects. Democrats started a GoFundMe page, following the incident, and quickly raised $10,000 to help support the Republican office. Though there have been no incidents on the Suncoast, some local retailers are responding to that creepy clown craze that has spread nationwide. Target has pulled all clown masks from its stores and from its website. Meanwhile, Goodwill Suncoast has pulled clown costumes and accessories from its 18 stores in the Tampa Bay area. But Goodwill Minnesota, the one closer to us, has decided to keep selling clown items.
We feel that it's more about the behavior than the costume or the way that people are dressed. So if somebody's creepy hanging around in the bushes making you feel uncomfortable, it's more about their behavior.
I think that it's just some people just having fun, but I understand Target's got to do what they feel is going to give them the image they're looking for.
For stores that are selling clown costumes, it remains one of the hottest selling items this Halloween. A big change for The Hub in downtown Sarasota. The office space for startups and entrepreneurs is moving from its current location on Fruitville Road to the corner of Main and Palm. Hub officials are hoping renovations and a redesign will be complete early next year.
So we are third home, and now we're moving into our fourth. So we're likening it to Hub 4.0. And really excited, new space, new dynamics, still many of the same great people that make the Hub community wonderful.
And with this move being announced, the owner of the current Hub building on Fruitville is announcing that it will be renamed to Bold. The new brand will launch before the end of the year, with the neighboring apartment development being called Bold Lofts. Both will include private office rentals and common work areas, and is designed for startups. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
I've seen the future, and it is this. Are you still riding your motorcycle? Because yeah. This is a photo. Yeah. Well, either you're now dressing like Obi-Wan or you were on.
Sarasota Opera presents Donizetti's Don Pasquale. 6 performances from October 28th through November 13th. Reserve your tickets at sarasotaopera.org.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing, complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Thank you, thank you. My fellow Americans, as your candidate for president, I will make bling affordable with Spectralite diamonds.
Spectralite diamonds are manufactured in laboratory conditions to equal the finest natural diamonds.
This political message was brought to you by Created Gems and the Bling Party.
Big bling for little change for you.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Totoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
Now, sports.
The Bucs returning to practice today after their bye week. Doug Martin and Gerald McCoy didn't practice, but they haven't ruled out for Sunday's matchup against the struggling San Francisco 49ers. A player who was back on the practice field was Louis Murphy. The wide receiver has been out since the middle of last season with a torn ACL. The Bucs are coming into this game with a 2-3 record, sitting in second place in the NFC South Division.
You know, fortunately, we were able to get that win last Monday night, and I think our guys can see the light that if we play good football, we play complementary football, we don't turn it over, we get some takeaways on the other side, that we can be right there.
The Bucs found out today who the 49ers starting quarterback will be on Sunday. Head coach Chip Kelly announced he is sticking with Colin Kaepernick after the team's 45-16 loss to the Bills yesterday. To playoff baseball in the ALCS, the Cleveland Indians are just 3 outs away right now from taking a commanding 3-1 series lead. 3-0 series lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. They have a 4-2 lead over the Blue Jays in Toronto now. The game is heading into the bottom of the 9th inning. USF and UCF aren't going anywhere, at least not for now. The Big 12 Conference has decided against expansion from its current 10 members. Yes, the Big 12 does only have 10 members now. Conference officials have been looking into expansion options for the past 3 months, but never made a commitment to expand.
Our 10 presidents came together in unity and came to the same conclusion, and that was that we like the competition that we have.
USF and UCF were among the universities that the Big 12 held interviews with about joining. They're both in the American Athletic Conference currently. Monday Night Football this week featuring 2 underperforming teams trying to get their seasons back on track. The Cardinals hosting the Jets. Arizona is winning big in this one. The Cardinals are up 28-3 in the 4th quarter. No game for the Lightning tonight, but tomorrow against the Panthers, the 2-0 Bolts will be honoring their former team captain, Vinny Lecavalier. Lecavalier retired over the summer after 17 seasons, the first 14 of which he spent in Tampa Bay, including the franchise's only Stanley Cup victory in 2004. The Bolts took Lecavalier first overall in the 1998 NHL Draft. Congrats to him. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Well, Bob, I don't know what I was going to say.
Yeah,
I thought I forgot we were having our story. It was on Pasta Day, and then
oh yeah, big bowls of pasta, right? People
it was not. We were going to tell you it was National Pasta Day. We didn't have enough time to do that
okay.
story, so we're just telling you now. Go eat some pasta. Not this late at night, right?
Yeah.
That'd be too many carbs.
Yeah.